Welcome back. Drew Barrymore is on a new mission. This week, the actress was named ambassador, a United Nations ambassador, actually, against hunger for the UN's World Food Program. She and newly appointed World Food Program Executive Director Josette Sheeran are joining us here in the Situation Room. Guys, thanks very much for coming in. Really important work. There are so many causes out there, Drew.
Yes.
What drew you, if you'll forgive the pun, to this particular cause?
Well, I was reading an article in the New York Times and about school feeding programs, and I work in documentary now, which is a form of film that I'm comfortable in, but it's a via where I can learn about the world, other cultures, what's important. The last documentary I did was about voting, and I went and called the UN and said, if you have a chance or there's an opportunity where I could go to Africa, bring my crew, and start filming, it would be wonderful. That was a year and a half ago. I've made numerous trips to Africa, and most importantly, I've gone into these schools, numerous schools, at least 10 to be specific, and to learn from what these children are teaching me is extraordinary.
It's been so rewarding for you, too. I want you to look at some of the pictures. Look behind you and tell us what you're seeing. This was a recent trip. Where was this, in Kenya?
That was in Kenya. That's in a school in Kibera, which is the largest slum in Africa, 1 million people, a beautiful school called Stara. And these children, their incentive to go to school is to get 1 cup of food a day. And what that 1 cup enables them is to have the concentration to learn, which in turn will not only change their lives, but the future of our world.
As we look at these pictures, I want to just bring some facts out there from the Food and Agriculture Organization of the UN. Hunger and poverty claim 25,000 lives every single day. Every 5 seconds, a child dies because she or he is hungry. And get this, 820 million people in developing countries alone are hungry. 1 in 4 lives in sub-Saharan Africa. Drew, when you saw this unfold when you were in Africa, what was going through your mind? These are one thing to see these statistics, but when you see these little kids, it must be so awful.
Well, the individual, cost is 18 cents a day, $21 a year.
To save a life.
To put these children through school and to have a meal. And a lot of these children share the meal with the rest of their family, who in turn have some who have HIV who can't take the medicine without the food. Food is the root to this tree with so many branches. And there is doable numbers in order to change this and turn this around, which is why we're here in Washington.
And Josette, I want to talk a little bit about that. You're the executive director of the World Food Program right now. Just assure everyone that the money people give to this worthy cause, that it actually goes to where it's supposed to go. Because I remember in '94, we remember all the food in Somalia, people were starving, and then the warlords came in and they grabbed all those containers. You remember that. What's been done to make sure that the food is going to those kids, those starving people who really need it?
Well, Wolf, the World Food Program is not only the world's largest humanitarian organization, it's the world's most efficient. We only spend 7% of our budget on overhead. 93% goes to food. We have the toughest monitoring conditions in the world and assessment conditions about where the food's delivered. Plus, we're out there in deep field. The cost-benefit return is huge. This cup is from northern Uganda. It takes $21 a year to fill it for a child. This can sustain them and their life for a year. This is what they get, 1 cupful a year of porridge in here. But the difference that it makes is everything. Also, for girls in school, we give 1 little bag of food. It costs a penny a day to take home. And the numbers of girls going to school changes dramatically. With that little bag of food, their fathers are telling them, go to school, get the bag of food. But we have people out in the field. We monitor and ensure that it's delivered. We have tightened this up, and it is an extremely effective monitoring.
That's reassuring.
Yes.
Good to know. Now, you're here in Washington, Joe.
Yes.
Tell us why you've come to Washington, because you were up on Capitol Hill today.
We came to lobby for the McGovern-Dole bill.
Tell us what that is.
It's a bill that will raise, hopefully, right now they're at about $100